Hello everybody. I tried to update a couple weeks ago, but I accidentally shot in high definition, so our internet's too slow to upload it. So we're about to head to San Francisco for Tricky Day, and I figured with the few remaining minutes that I have right now, I would walk you around and show you what's going on. Pardon me, I have a cold as well, some kind of sniffles going on. But the latest project that's kind of occurred is the Cobb House. We finished it about a month ago. Well, finished the walls that you're looking at here, and the windows, and the fireplace inside, or the two fireplaces I should say, with a team of people, around 21 people. And then I put on this roof. I know it doesn't look super glamorous, but it's a living roof using carpet and just a pond liner, which is really in cardboard. The inside has, for right now, just a platform that'll be a bed that just has some carpet on it for right now. And under space here, that'll be for like a desk or whatever have you, chest of drawers. This window will be plugged with a straw bale. We just ran out of time and didn't have time to finish it, so left it open for now. Maybe one day we'll put a window in there. And a Rumford fireplace with a little wood shelf above it, or eave. And the other side is pretty much the same thing. You got a fireplace down here and a bed platform there, rafters, you know, the whole 9 yards. So it was a mixture of supplies that we salvaged or got for extremely cheap from salvage shops, materials like timber and logs and things like that that we got from woodlots, and then bought some small things like 2x4s and OSB rafter, or roofing I should say. But yeah, that's kind of fun. And behind you can see it there, and that living roof is real shallow, just enough to drain the water, and it works. It survived its first rainstorm last week and drained really well and is almost dry. So it goes to show you it's going to turn into a native California grassland up there. Hopefully no trees grow on top of it. The farm itself is going on pretty well. You'll notice everything's kind of mellowed down and either died back or dying or just hanging out. Any row that you see that has straw on it is our garlic rows, and there's a couple way over there, and these two right here, and then there's one actually behind the broccoli there that you can't see. All in all, like a lot of garlic. Our kale is still going on. It's actually doing quite well. It has come back to life. It got attacked pretty hard by some aphids. But this amount of kale right here, which probably looks like a lot to you, only feeds about 20 people, and it's, you know, it's clipping it once a week, which is pretty insane, and that's for like 1 or 2 meals per person a week. So not a whole lot. So we're gonna try and quadruple, if you will, the production of the kale next year. So you can see it's 2 rows, and we'll have around 8 rows next year. So it'll be the equivalent of, like, you know, to there, which will really go crazy. These are our onions down here, as well as some onions right in between there. These onions are actually doing really well right here. They are cranking right along and loving life. Underneath all this is lettuce and beets and radishes and turnips and things like that. Our spinach is on its way out. It's getting eaten by the gophers. They're getting crazy. And our broccoli, which is doing okay. We're learning a lot about broccoli. It's our first time ever growing it ourselves. We've got several different kinds, like this Umpqua variety from Oregon, and this Cascadia Green, which I think is from Washington, would sound about right. Little broccoli heads coming up. And then this purple one over here is a Brussels sprout kale hybrid, where it will shoot up a stalk here in the next few weeks, and off of the stalk, instead of Brussels sprouts, we'll get, they're like Brussels sprouts opened, you know, it's kale. They're all in the same family, so, you know, they can hybridize, and somebody hybridized them. Go figure. We thought it would be fun to try it and see how it tastes like. I suppose it's got like a Brussels sprout slash kale, so really heavy brassica flavor to it, if you like that and all. The trellis over there, right here, these poles are peas, sugar snap peas, which have been producing pretty well. about 5 pounds a week. And then our hoop house, excuse me, has some lettuce that's going to be ready in a couple weeks, as well as some lettuce over here that's ready this week. And our chard, which is struggling, we're not sure why, but could be the hoop house, but you know, then you look over here at this kale plant and it's doing quite well, and the bok choy is doing quite well, and the lettuce, which is extremely heat sensitive, is doing quite well, and chard is kind of the easiest of all the plants I just said. It's struggling, so we got to figure that out, but we're still able to get a couple bunches off of it. And the basil is still loving life over here. Yes, it is almost December and we have basil growing. All these are asparagus seed sprouts. So most people plant asparagus from a root or a crown, and we're trying them from seed. It's a lot cheaper, extremely cheap. I believe this is some mint and some leeks that'll be for the spring. These are some microgreens that Lauren was playing with. These are more leeks that they were just planted yesterday. Some flowers left over from this year, some thyme that we're going to turn into bushes next year by planting them that side. Some more bok choy. These are peppers for February and January, and yes, it is only November right now, so you got to think that far ahead. And then spinach, lettuce, and cabbage in these guys, which are for January and February. So, you know, even though it's not really farm season and we're winding down, we have to start prepping for next year. And it starts now. Which is kind of crazy to think, because we haven't hit the shortest day of the year, and when we do, things are seriously going to slow down. It's coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks, and so then things don't really grow. They just kind of hang out for, you know, a month or two, and then finally they crank back up. And that has to deal with soil temperature as well. This is house number 2, the one that blew down, and as you can see, it's doing quite well. We got tomatoes all over, and we're currently growing our tomatoes up, and we're going to try and raft them, get them all the way up to the top. And this one so far, I believe, is the winner. Growing pretty strong. It's almost there. Yeah, and so we're growing these. These ones aren't looking so happy because they got these crazy splits in them, but some are a little bit more healthy looking. I think it's hard this time of year because we have to close this building down to keep it warm, so it gets kind of mildewy or moldy in here. It gets really humid, and I think the tomatoes struggle with that constant humidity. It doesn't really dry out as much because the sun isn't as intense. You got these really cool striped Roman tomatoes. These ones over here, these black ones, called the Indigo Rose, which are pretty cool. They taste like a tomato, nothing fancy. We got serious gopher activity. You can see that hole down there, holes there. They're just kind of going to town in here, so we're trying to phase this greenhouse out and turn it into a citrus house, because we've got our 2 citrus trees in here, and we're going to put some avocados and other things in with some gopher wire on their roots so they don't get eaten. Yeah, all in all, everything is, as always, cranking right along. I'll show you the last thing here, and then I'll go upload the video, and then we'll be done. But I finished the chicken coop with the help of several friends, including Uncle John, and couldn't imagine what it would have been like to try and do this alone. It was quite the hefty project. But we have the side of the chicken coop here. Excuse me. And behind this lattice, you can see that there's some gopher wire, all the way up to about 6 feet, with bird wire on top for hawks and things of that nature. Underneath it here is wire that is planted out about 3-4 feet. A little overkill, but we just don't want to risk things burrowing under. And our little chicken doors, we used salvaged paint from the house to paint them. They have little locks on them just so an animal can't come up, grab the handle. Oops, I just broke that one. Yeah, let's go over here. I need to put better handles on. These are all temporary, and the paint sticks. Anyway, so you open it up, you got your little chicken nesting boxes, and then you just close them down, just slide it back in, and yeah, that's about that. Inside the actual chicken coop part, we've got the chicken roost. I might add a couple more bars in between here, so they can hang out. A little roosting area right here on the front. Little window for the chickens so that when it's nice out you can open it up. Door down at the bottom for them to get in, and then this little door is the poop chute, so when we wash it down, the poop can just slide right on out. And then the door to the pen right in here, which is kind of nice. So, all in all, took a while to finish, but looks pretty good. Hope everyone's good. Have a good turkey day, and we'll catch you probably sometime in February. All right.